ॐ नमः श्री यतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे. Welcome to Karma Yoga. Today we will be seeing the 5th chapter, We Help Ourselves, Not the World. Swamiji starts this chapter by picking up the thread from previous talk on duty. He says, before considering further how devotion to duty helps us in our spiritual progress, let me place before you in a brief compass another aspect of what we in India mean by karma. In every religion, there are three parts: philosophy, mythology, and ritual. Philosophy, of course, is the essence of every religion. Mythology explains and illustrates it by means of the more or less legendary lives of great men, stories and fables of wonderful things, and so on. Rituals gives to that philosophy a still more concrete form, so that everyone may grasp it. Ritual is in fact concretized philosophy. This ritual is karma. It is necessary in every religion because most of us cannot understand abstract spiritual things until we grow much spiritually. So Swamiji connects the idea of the previous talk, that is duty, and the present one, and says that these three aspects are common to any religion: philosophy, mythology, and ritual. For practical spirituality in initial stages, symbols are must. Swamiji explains, from time immemorial, symbols have been used by all kinds of religions. In one sense, we cannot think but in symbols. Words themselves are symbols of thought. In another sense, everything in the universe may be looked upon as a symbol. The whole universe is a symbol, and God is the essence behind. This kind of symbology is not simply the creation of man. It is not that certain people belonging to a religion sit down together and think out certain symbols and bring them into existence out of their own minds. The symbols of religion have a natural growth. In this connection, Swamiji points out the symbol of Christianity, that is the cross. He says, as a matter of fact, it existed before Christianity was, before Moses was born, before the Vedas were given out, before there was any human record of human things. The cross may be found to have been in existence among the Aztecs and the Phoenicians. Every race seems to have had the cross. Again, the symbol of the crucified Savior, of a man crucified upon a cross, appears to have been known to almost every nation. Then Swamiji also mentions some other symbols like circle and swastika. Regarding swastika, he says, swastik is older than Buddhism. It is thought that Buddhism spread the swastik symbol, but he says swastika was before Buddhism. It was found in Babylon and Egypt. Then he explains name and form, that is in Sanskrit called nama and rupa, are interrelated and inseparable in the scheme of existence, and hence language and symbols are inseparable. Ritualistic symbols express religious thought. The study of rituals and symbols forms a part of Karma Yoga. The other aspect of science of Karma Yoga involves the relation between word and thought. Words are a great force in higher philosophy as well as in common life. To know the nature of force of word and use it well constitutes also a part of Karma Yoga. Then Swamiji explains each man manufactures a world for himself, and life is good or bad according to the state of mind. It is neither by itself. So in a sense, helping the world, we help ourselves become pure and perfect. Unattached work alone can save us from the pain of vain expectations. The world will go on with its happiness and misery. Swamiji says, the desire to do good is the highest motive power we have, if we know all the time that it is a privilege to help others. Next, to explain the nature of the world, Swamiji narrates a story. There was a man who went to a sage and asked for a ghost as a worker. After a lot of begging, the sage agreed and gave him a ghost. But the ghost said to the man that you have to give me work all the time. As soon as I finish the work, you must give me the new work. If you fail to do that, I will kill you. So the man asked the ghost to build beautiful houses, give riches, and lots of other things. The ghost quickly accomplishes that and says, "Give me the next work." Now the man gets frightened and he does not know what to do. So he runs back to the sage and says the problem. The sage says, "Catch hold of that dog and cut its tail." So the man does that, and the tail is curly. So the sage says to the man that tell to the ghost to straighten that tail. Now the ghost tries to straighten the tail of the dog, but however he tries, immediately the tail becomes again curled. So the ghost accepts defeat and says to the man that, "Okay, we make a deal. I will not kill you, but you have to set me free." So the man agrees. With this story, Swamiji says that the world is like dog's curly tail. It will never be straightened. When we know this, we won't be fanatics. Level-headed, calm and cool-nerved people alone can do good work and help themselves. Fanatics can never do that, and neither can they become pure and perfect. So at the end of this talk, Swamiji himself summarizes the important points of this topic as: number one, we are all debtors to the world, and the world does not owe us anything. Number two, there is a God in this universe. It is not true that this universe is drifting and stands in need of help from you or me. Number three, we ought not to hate anyone. This world will always continue to be a mixture of good and evil. The world is a grand moral gymnasium wherein we have all to take exercise so as to become stronger and stronger spiritually. Number four, we ought not to be fanatics of any kind, because fanaticism is opposed to love. Swamiji says, you hear fanatics glibly saying, "I do not hate the sinner, I hate the sin. But I am prepared to go any distance to see the face of that man who can really make a distinction between the sin and the sinner." It is easy to say so. If we can distinguish well between quality and substance, we may become perfect men. It is not easy to do this. And further, the calmer we are and the less disturbed our nerves, the more shall we love and better will be our work. So in this chapter, Swamiji explains that we help ourselves in helping the world and not the world. So, and we should not be fanatics. Only level-headed and calm men can help themselves and can be also useful for others. Next, Swamiji will take up the topic of non-attachment is complete self-abnegation. Om Tat Sat.